Tyres are your only contact point between the bike and the ground beneath you. But what if you've got the wrong tyre pressure? If they're too hard or if they're too soft? It sounds like a versus to me, I think. So this is our test track. It's got a multitude of turns, flat ones, bermed ones, off canvas. It's even got roots and rocks, so it's a perfect test track. I've done a few sighting runs as well, so I know my lines, I know where I'm going. I'm going to start it off by doing the pressure that I've been using for years of racing and I've found that really works for me. I'm then going to change it by 30% to go higher and then 30% to go lower as well. It sounds like a lot, but it really isn't, and it's only a few PSI either way. To conclude, we're going to see what's faster and also what felt better on the trail. So I'm in the start gate. This is run number 1 on my preferred tyre pressures. I've got 22 PSI in the front tyre and I've got 24 PSI in the rear. Let's get to it.
Woo! End of run 1. Feels just like normal.
So we're moving on to test 2. Unfortunately, track pumps don't make it up to mountain tops. So having to use this little hand pump, but it's pretty effective. I'm picking up to 28.6 in the front tyre, and that's 30% harder than my 22 PSI that I had before. And in the rear, we're putting in 31.2 PSI. Well, I've not even started yet, and this feels interesting. Run 2, we've got 30% more pressure in my tyres, and we're gonna go and find out how it feels and how fast it is. Whoa!
Certainly did not have the grip to slow down. We're going to have to wait and see what those results say, but that felt pretty fast.
All that pumping that I've just done got to let the pressure out on the front wheel up to 15 PSI. It's pretty soft. So I'm in the start gate for the 3rd time, 30% less of my normal pressures. It's quite a lot softer. Gonna be very interesting to see what it's like riding down, and hopefully should have a lot more grip.
That was interesting. Look forward to seeing the results. But I had a lot of corner grip.
So we're back in the shed. We've had time to think about the results. We've also had time to analyse why one was quicker than the other. But let me get onto the results first. So if we take a look at my normal tyre pressure, it was 46 seconds, quite a short test track. But interestingly, the harder tyre pressure was 49 seconds, so it was a 3-second deficit right there. And the softer tyre pressure, well, it was 48 seconds, so a 2-second deficit between my normal tyre pressure and also that softer tyre pressure. So why was this then? Well, let me talk about the harder tyre pressure first. Over the straight stuff where it was quite rough and in a straight line, it was really fast. But the braking on it kind of sucked a little bit. The back wheel wasn't digging in and I wasn't having any grip when I was coming into the corners and throwing it round. Looking at the softer tyre for comparison though, over those straight lines, the big fast sections, I was really having it to nurse it through those sections. I was worried about digging out my rims and really damaging the wheel set. But in the turns were amazing. There was so much grip, I could push the bike around and I didn't have to think about taking my foot off. Comparing them both to my normal pressure though, which is almost like a best of both worlds. I've got fast rolling resistance, but I've also got plenty of grip. Now that's my normal preferred pressure, which I've found over the last 3 years, and I'm happy with it. I've got a best balance of everything. So what have we learned from this then? Well, tyre pressure really does matter. It is your only contact point with the ground and it's where you're going to get the maximum amount of grip from the tyre. But how would you go about setting up those pressure? Well, the first thing you're going to need is one of these. It's a pressure gauge. It's dead easy to use. You just slip it on the valve and you're going to get an automatic reading straight away. They're cheap and they're very easy to use. So once you've got that reading, check it before every single ride. Note these down if you want to be really pro, or you can just think about it. And when you're out riding, think, have I got grip? Do I need more grip? How's my rolling resistance? Once you've got them dialed, then you can think about adding a little bit more pressure or a little bit less pressure, just depending on how the bike is reacting underneath you. Remember, these pressures that I've given you at the start of the video, they're my personal pressures. I'm 75 kilos and they might not necessarily work for you. My weight is different to you, could also be different tyre casings and different volume of your tyres. So you have to do a little bit of experimentation and find it for yourself. Anyway, if you want to watch some more great videos on GMBN, why don't you click just up there for 5 ways to make your bike like a pro. And if you click down there, you're going to get to Tyre Tread Pattern Explained. And don't forget to subscribe. If you click on the wheel right here, which has got my tyre on it, you'll get a great video every single day of the week and you'll never miss one.